Today we took our chickens out to the side yard on the south side of our house, where we have a small little hasta garden, and then we also grow tomatoes, peppers, green beans. It's also kind of shaded by some dogwood trees in some sections, and it was just really fun to take the chickens out there, to see them in sort of their natural habitat. Many people don't know this, but chickens are actually forest birds. The wild birds that they were domesticated from live in the forests and the forest edges. And when you bring the chickens over to a place like this, you can really sort of see their wild behaviors coming out. They really like to tuck themselves under the foliage that would be the forest floor, and underneath these hostas, for example, they find all kinds of things to eat, like grubs and worms and other insects. They also love to eat the hostas. Many people don't know, but hostas are edible for humans too. They originally started as a food crop for humans. They taste kind of like asparagus, and they were converted into the ornamental plants that we typically plant. But as you can see, the chickens are perfectly at home in them. You really can start to see some of their natural wild behaviors coming out, and they can just literally disappear underneath the cover of these hostas. And then, because of the other trees, they kind of get this dappling of sun. They can come out into the sun and get sun if they want, or they can duck and cover underneath the hostas where they're protected from aerial predators. It's just really fun to watch them. They really get into their own element when you let them and turn them loose into a space like this. Not to mention all the amazing food that they get. We have a huge kind of slug problem. We have a lot of slugs, and most of them live in this area, and the chickens just absolutely go wild for the slugs. We also have some grapevines, and it's just amazing. With just a little bit of vegetation cover, they can tuck themselves in and make themselves practically invisible over here. And they can just kind of walk along the edges of the growth, come out, get exposure in the sun, or duck themselves into the cover of the foliage. And again, they eat the grape leaves too. They're really good for them. They also like to keep the garden pests off of them that eat the grape leaves. Just a lovely, fun day. We're not going to let them stay over here too much, but when we periodically want to get some extra fertilizer into the garden and get some of the garden pests out, we just bring the chickens over. If we left them out here for a long time, they would really eat all of the hostas. So, and we don't want them to eat them all completely gone, because chickens can actually be sort of like your avian goats. They will eat just about anything.